This week on Pacific Wonder.
Gust of 45?
Yeah, easily.
Easily?
Easily.
I don't know, when you're tilted over like this, it's hard to tell these things.
Oh, look at the heron just came out.
I saw him. Mr. Heron, where are you?
Right there, buddy. Across.
There he is.
With the feel of line in hand, the smell of salt on the wind, and the sound of wave against rock. As witness to powerful tides rushing over shoals and snow-capped mountains towering high above the sea, while savoring the soothing serenity of babbling brooks and surrounded by the undisturbed tranquility of endless placid bays. This is our story as we sail Pacific Wonder north to Alaska.
So, how's it going? What's happening?
Boy, I'm glad we didn't travel today.
Why is that?
Because if it's like this out there,
It's worse than this out there.
holy moly,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
So, what would you say?
Gust of 45?
Yeah, easily.
Easily?
Easily.
I don't know, when you're tilted over like this, it's hard to tell these things.
Easily. I wouldn't have expected southerly or southeasterly. Of course, it's coming east down this channel, but I wouldn't expect it as southerly quite as strong. It is later part of June, but
We're in the middle of June here.
okay. Summer begins in what, 2 days? It's pouring down rain. It's probably 40, maybe 45 degrees outside, and the wind's blowing 45 knots from the southeast.
I don't know, I have no internet to tell you these things.
A lovely summer day.
I have coffee, I'm fine.
So, yeah,
Here we go.
yeah. It's a good day, hey? Good day for something. I don't know what. Not sure about what. But yeah. Out the rain-soaked windows.
Salty too.
Choppy channel. Yeah, we're getting salty in the anchorage. That's not fair. You got stuff coming off in front of the bow blowing over you in the anchorage. That's not fair. Lovely day at Port Neville.
You don't have to worry about anybody dragging their anchor on top of you though.
No. No, but we're sure ranging watching ours, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what we do.
2 days later, the weather gods are appeased. The rain recedes back into the clouds, and we head north, up Jonstone Straits to Port McNeil on a calm sea. This area of Jonstone Straits is surrounded by dense forest, rugged rocks, and the shores are lined with beached deadheads and driftwood. We grind west past Craycroft Island, and then you pass through the shallow sand spits near Cormorant Island and slide into Port McNeil with the promise of hot showers and someone else's cooking. Lucky for us, we moored near a large workboat with a watchdog on duty. See him on top of the mast? With him on watch over Pacific Wonder, we take the ferry to Alert Bay and have a little fun. Alert Bay on Cormorant Island is home to the Namjas tribe, a perfect place for adventurous tourists like us from the lower 48 to witness firsthand the local native culture. Obviously, just a couple of kids that feel younger than they look. Anyway, who else could mimic the totems better than us? If they had a jail here, they'd probably lock us up. Our tour of Alert Bay isn't all fun and games though, and there are many reminders and exhibits of how European invaders have mistreated the First Nations through the ages. You'll never get a better chance to learn about the First Nations culture than by touring the Namjas Museum at Alert Bay. There you'll see exhibits of traditional ceremonial clothing, exquisitely crafted ceremonial masks, and common everyday items needed for living in the traditional way before Europeans invaded the Pacific Northwest. The tallest totem pole in the world stands in front of the Longhouse in Alert Bay. Regardless of size, all of the totems in Alert Bay are beautifully crafted works of art. One can visit the native burial grounds from the street and view the different clans' totems which rest upon family gravesites. Well, looks like our watchdog just showed up and told us it was time to get back on the ferry and head for Port McNeil. Something about a cocktail waiting for us there. Our new favorite Canadian drink. By this time in our trip, the R2AK race to Alaska was upon us. The race is comprised of boats propelled by wind or human power only. This team spent the night in a slip next to us before heading into Queen Charlotte Strait. We wished them luck one more time, and they were on their way. Catch a can or bust. Good morning. We left the dock at Port McNeil at 7:30. Tied up over at the fuel dock. They don't open till 8, so we kind of got a late start this morning. We are currently motoring up Jonstone Straits on the west side of Malcolm Island. We're getting ready to go past the lighthouse. We currently have wind on the nose.
Not much though.
Not much.
Pretty flat.
Pretty flat.
5 miles an hour
yeah,
maybe.
When we make the corner, we're hoping that maybe we can throw the Jenny out.
Well, if we could get some wind on the beam, we'll throw the whole rig up.
Yeah, but
Get some rags out there.
at this point, we're motoring.
And we're happy that it's not raining and don't care for motoring.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been sitting here for how many days in the rain and the wind?
4 days.
Well, we had wind.
Yeah, we had a lot of wind.
40-mile-an-hour wind.
One day. One day.
Yeah. And then rain.
But we're well provisioned, we're well fueled, we've got water.
We've had fish and chips.
We've had fish and chips. And we discovered a new favorite drink. And yeah, we're going.
Time to get up to, where are we going?
Oh, we're going to Allison Harbor.
And why are we going there?
Because that's going to be a full day. No, because it's supposed to be a really nice anchorage. And we're supposed to get there like at 4 o'clock according to the chart plotter. And there's an ebb flowing out of a channel right north of it that you don't want to cross on the ebb. You want to cross it on the flood. So we're going to be done for the day at that point.
Well, why did we pick Allison Channel or Allison Harbor? Why did we pick that? Bearing on it, hopefully, if the weather report does what they're saying it will do, the tide is right for coming out of Allison Harbor in the early morning, making it across Slingsby Channel on a flood, so everything's not stacked up. And I understand it's horrific there when that happens.
Yeah.
So we're coming out at the right time, and we can make it around the feared Cape Caution.
Yes.
With 10 or 15 knots of wind predicted tomorrow, which, if we get that in 1 meter seas, we'll be thankful.
Yep.
Or less, that would be good.
Yeah.
But just get around it and get that behind us.
Yep.
We slip out of Broughton Strait and round the lighthouse at Malcolm Island, heading into Queen Charlotte Strait. The scenery is spectacular as we pass through groups of isolated islands silhouetted against a sullen sky. Gotta be alert for the deadheads, they are everywhere. As we enter Allison Harbor, the beauty of this well-protected, isolated little cove unfolds before us. We know we've made the right choice for a place to rest for the night. With the knowledge that Cape Caution is still ahead, we decide to avoid exploring the little inlet at the head of the cove. Which seems like a shame, but we must get some rest before attempting tomorrow's milestone, the dreaded Cape Caution. We arise early and attempt the passage, but despite our best efforts at correctly timing the tide, seas are at 3 meters and the stack is upon us. We turn around and head back for the protection of Little Allison Harbor, drop anchor once again. Once tucked safely in the harbor, we pick up our belongings and equipment, tossed on the cabin floor by the sloppy seas. Then after a hearty breakfast of bacon and eggs, there's still that matter of the little inlet we haven't explored. We launch the skiff and prepare to enjoy the day ahead. Might as well have some fun.
Directions 3 meters high and 9 breakers. And out of the 4 boats that were kind of traveling in the same little area, we were one of, 4?
Yeah, I think so.
All 4 of us turned around.
Yeah. It was not a nice.
Previous delays in our departure had prevented us from taking the time needed to explore the smaller intricacies of nature. Now with the time afforded, Allison Harbor was the perfect place to do this. We marvel at the sight of these tiny mussels firmly attached to the tree roots on the banks of the bay. Rowing further up the inlet, our excitement grows with every stroke of the oars.
Got a little current, do you? So, now we're in this little channel at the back of Allison.
Oh, look at the heron just came out.
I saw him. And we don't know how far it goes back up in there.
About half a mile so far.
Mr. Heron, where are you? There he is. I don't know what he's doing. Just circling.
We disturbed him, obviously.
Yeah, we obviously did.
Wow, this is like untouched, isn't it? We have to look at our charts and see how far back this goes.
Yeah.
I wonder if this goes back and connects with Willie's channel and all that. I'll bet.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and check it out.
Not somewhere you'd want to go through with a bigger boat.
Oh no.
Gosh, those little runabouts or whatever, they get back there no problem.
Well, I think you're right. With the kayaks to explore, it would be fun.
Those guys came back here with their kayaks.
We have no idea how deep it is. We can't tell. The water is blacky brown. We can't tell how deep it is.
Straight across from you. Straight across.
All I see.
Old marker.
No, I don't see it. Ooh, I bet that was a nice ride to go through. So anyways, the water is blacky brown, so we're assuming it's all the decomposed stuff draining into it from the rock cliffs above. It's
On the forest floor,
yeah.
like matted up peat moss, and the water's the color of like strained, drained peat moss. Wow.
Sorry, that was not a very good ride. This goes up here quite a ways.
Look at this.
We were visited by a couple of young men on a native coastal patrol earlier when we were anchoring, and
Yeah, a couple of Aboriginal people from Hardy Bay, they said.
yeah, and they do a coastal patrol.
And what were they patrolling for? I was kind of shocked.
They were patrolling for people stealing artifacts, which is really
So whose nest is that on your
bad
left?
form on people's part. I don't know whose nest that is, but that's very interesting.
Maybe that's where the heron came.
Maybe.
I just feel like I just went back through time about 200, 300 years. Yeah, so evidently
They've got people up here causing havoc, so they're patrolling.
still in the video.
Yeah.
Look,
Where?
right.
Oh, right there.
afternoon held snug in a safe, sunny harbor. Join us again next week as we attempt once again to round Cape Caution with Pacific Wonder.